Ladies and gentlemen, this morning and afternoon, I hosted Her Excellency, the Vice President of the Senate and Council of Ministers of Cuba, and I did welcome her here on behalf of the government and people of Kenya after she visited His Excellency the President yesterday. We have had bilateral discussions between the delegation from the government of Kenya and the delegation from the government of Cuba on very important items that encapsulate the friendly and cordial and expanded relations between our two countries. Of mutual interest is the MOUs that were signed between Kenya and Cuba on various areas, on the area of sports and culture cooperation, on areas of agriculture and fisheries cooperation, on the area of health and human resource development around health, and on the areas of trade, where an MOU was signed between the Chambers of Commerce of Cuba and Kenya to anchor the trade relations between our two countries. Of specific importance is the health and the human development initiatives around our health being important as a part of our Big Four plan, and also as part of the SDG number 3. I have taken the opportunity to thank Her Excellency for the support Cuba has given to Kenya. You're all aware that we have 100 doctors from Cuba who to date have attended to about 300,000 Kenyans in the last several months, and that has tremendously changed the dynamic around our health infrastructure. There are also 50 Kenyan doctors doing postgraduate studies in Cuba. And apart from that, there is a whole array of the MOUs that were signed that are in various stages of implementation. Specifically, we have agreed on a couple of areas. Number one, we have agreed to expedite the malaria vector control project that will be anchored on Cuban biological latitude control. And that exercise has already been approved by our Pest Control Board and has also been approved by KEFIS, and therefore we are ready to go. Treasury and the AG's office are finalizing the agreements so that in the next couple of months we can begin the introduction and use of biological control efforts from Cuba to manage our malaria prevalence in the country, because Cuba, though being an island, is malaria-free because of this scientific knowledge, which they have graciously accepted to share with the people of Kenya. I have agreed with Her Excellency that they will expedite on their part so that in the next few months that program will roll into place. The second issue we have agreed with her is on the matter to do with KEMRI, the use of novel vaccines for hepatitis B, HIV, and diabetes foot. There will be scientific cooperation between experts and scientists from Cuba and experts and scientists from Kemri to continue clinical trials so that we can benefit from the use of vaccines in this area. Many of our citizens continue to lose their limbs because of diabetes foot, and with this effort, we can be able to cut back and to treat instead of cutting limbs of citizens that have this condition. The third item that we have agreed on is under the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries to expedite the anti-tick vaccine, and secondly, to expand the research on early maturing varieties of sugarcane. These are two areas that Cuba are ahead and advanced, and they have again graciously agreed, and we have already done an MOU to underpin this collaboration between the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries and their counterparts in Cuba. And finally, we have also agreed on the training of our health personnel, especially clinical officers, nurses, and community health workers, with the support of Cuban professionals on family health, so that we can expand and facilitate our universal health program by making sure that we have enough personnel, and I mean health personnel, to manage that program under the Big Four, and as I said, as part of our efforts to reach our targets on SDG number 3. That is, in a nutshell, the discussions I've had this morning and afternoon with Her Excellency. And we have added another 2 that they will look at an opportunity to benefit from our MPESA technology. They will send their experts and business people to learn how mobile telephony can be combined with financial inclusion. And secondly, since she is the Minister for Water in her country, she's responsible for matters water. We have also agreed that we will find a mechanism where we can share experiences on matters to do with water, especially Kenya being a water-stressed country with almost 85% of our land being arid and semi-arid. And I have welcomed her support in that area. So in a nutshell, that is what we have agreed. I will now ask Her Excellency to make brief remarks. And I think there will be a translator.
Por tan excelente atención que nos han dado aquí en Kenia.
For the excellent attention given to us here in Kenya.
Efectivamente, estamos aquí estrechando los lazos de cooperación y fortalecimiento de relaciones con el hermano pueblo de Kenia.
Indeed, we are here to strengthen the relations and cooperation between Cuba and Kenya. In different fields, our cooperation, as it has been mentioned by the Vice President. And soon, in the coming months, we will have here specialists for dealing with the issue of diabetic foot ulcer drug and also malaria vector control. And we will continue to strengthen the bonds of cooperation between Kenya and Cuba. Thanks to this beautiful country. Thanks to the warm people. Cuba thanks you for all your support, and we will continue working together.